Welcome back to me talking about bullshit. Uh, I've been looking at a lot of videos on my recommendations about Kathleen Kennedy and the Ray movie and people who are running it. And I see pretty much everybody saying the same thing. You know, like the person who's running it, I keep forgetting her name. I keep forgetting it right after the video ends. But this chick who is they're saying we need a woman's touch in Star Wars and whatever is about to make it pretty much anti-men. And people say, like two videos that I watched that talk about it, like Yellow Flash for one of them, and this, I think his name is Ademion. And, they said that George Lucas's wife actually helped edit the Star Wars A New Hope. I know whatever you want to call the first Star Wars, and then he was talking about the chick who what's the word I'm looking for, who is editing not Star Wars, sorry, manga. And I was watching a little bit of her videos and interactions and stuff, and I keep getting these things in my head saying, why? Like, I don't understand what the whole feminist movement is anymore. At first, I thought it was to make women stronger in a way of putting them on equal footing as men, get the same amount of pay, get the same amount of jobs, and pretty much be respected just as a man is. And that's how I think in general. And I'm like, cool. So, represent. But now it's starting to be more like women should be in power. Men are terrible people. Even when you're born a man, you're just a terrible person. Mansplaining and all this stuff about that they've ruined pretty much the entire world, and we need to bow down and show power to women specifically. And that's so toxic, because what it feels like to me is like you're a little kid and you were getting bullied, and you just so happen to be getting bullied by a girl, and the girl cries and whines and says all this stuff to the principal, says all this stuff to the teacher, and says all this stuff to her parents, and everybody gets involved with it. And the first time you step up and you hit the girl because she's been literally beating you up and fighting you and all this stuff, your parents even say the same thing, that you're getting beat up by a girl, but then the dad walks you to the side and says, hey, I get it, trust me. And this is a scary, difficult battle to go through. It's very touchy, and the principal is a woman. The parent, one of the parents of the little girl is a woman. The little girl is a woman, so on and so forth. And you get bullied by everybody in that school now because you punched her once. Because of all 199 times that she's punched you, that 1% time that you hit her, it counted for all this other things. And now your reputation is destroyed, even though you're like 9 years old. And people go from elementary school to middle school to high school, and everyone thinks of you as this person, and they all just start attacking you like that. And yet this happened a long time ago, and not only did it happen a long time ago, but it was little kids. This is like a little kid situation that doesn't need to blow up like this. It doesn't. It's not the fact that someone is trying to be harsh. It's the fact that people are blowing it out of fruition. The little girl's not hurt, and she's the one been bullying it and manipulating the situation in general. That feels like power, but it's not the fact that it's just power. It's control. And it's like, what do you want at this point? Because I'm a man and I have a girlfriend, and I do my best in our relationship to make it work. I ain't the best man in the world, but I sure as hell ain't the worst. I do what's right for my girlfriend, I do what's right for me, and I do what's right for my cat. As much as I've been a dog person my entire life, for the past 2 years, I would say, no, it's been 1 year since I've been with her as we moved in, but it's been 2 years of our relationship. And it's been really difficult to not have my siblings around all the time. And they've always been in my corner, and they still are, but they're, it's me and her now. I've always had them on my side. I've always had them to lecture me and have fun times, but also teach me responsibility. Now I'm technically on my own, even though I do have her. It's still, I've always been surrounded by so many people that just me, my girlfriend, and our cat is still kind of lonely to me. But back on track. A lot of the times, another part that I don't understand about that is, once they have power like this, the toxic feminists, not feminists in general, just people who are toxic and assholes like that, get power. And let's say they win, right? But then for some reason they can't get a man, and let's say they're straight. They're not even like part of the LGBT. They're just a straight woman. They can't get a man. For some reason, people don't like them, and everything else is the problem besides themselves. And it's kind of questioning that, having all that authority or power or whatever you want to call it, in the way you got there, like you just stepped on every single person, that kind of breaks your heart, because you have to find yourself in like solitude when there's nobody to blame but yourself. And there's like a image on YouTube that pops up on my feed, and they say, "Where did all the good men gone?" Well, technically you ran them away. You ran all the good men gone. If you had a bad experience with men, I can understand that, because I'm a guy and I still have bad experience with men and women. Same goes for females. Women have bad experience with men and have bad experience with females, because girls are mean. Like, there are so many girls that I've seen, that I've been experienced to, that are mean, that see themselves as right all the time, or their opinion matters the most, but not this person or this person or this person. Some people are like that. I've met some men who are assholes, who are mean, or you just don't want to see again. And some can be friends and some can't be friends. What I mean is, on that matter, is like, some were your friends and then you realize that they're not your friend, they're just an asshole. And then you just kind of like, move away from that person. And even if they hit you up on like Facebook or something, you never like accept the friend request. But in any case, I'm not trying to. I'm sick and tired of having to hide that. Like, I'm tired of having to feel like I have to walk on eggshells, because I'm a person who talks a lot. I make videos that talk about me just talking a lot. And it's probably boring. I don't know. I just do it because I don't have I have tons of people to talk to, but I don't want to just complain all the time, And I like talking about stuff. I love talking about Star Wars. I love talking about anime. Some of my biggest things that I love is anime. I love Dragon Ball Z. I got a Dragon Ball in the back room. I got Ruby, RWBY from Rooster Teeth. I got a whole bunch of manga, Blu-rays, and even the video game Grim Eclipse. And I even had some of the phone games of Ruby. I want to talk about that stuff, but I'm over here talking about all the stuff about Star Wars. Like, look at this. My grandma made this. She makes this stuff like this all the time when I was a kid. She loves Star Wars. Heck, she was one of the reasons why my 6th year birthday when I was a kid was Star Wars. I hung that up because not because I just I love Star Wars and it's my place and I just do that. No, because this was a symbol of my grandma. I do love Star Wars. I could have put this in the back room, but I put this in my living room. I mean, heck, I still got the Christmas tree and stuff up, and it's January, but I haven't had a real reason to take it down really. Anyway, back on. I keep saying back on subject, but yeah, I ramble. I ramble, and when I mean I'm tired of things, it's because I don't care about if you're the one writing Star Wars. I don't care if it's a female, a male. I don't care if it's a transsexual. What I care about is how you like Star Wars. Are you gonna do right by it? Because we've had so many different excuse me. We've had so many different directors and producers writing Star Wars that it's been pretty bad. The ideas of creating Star Wars is great because I want to like Rey. I want to like Kylo Ren, Ben Solo. I want to like Finn's character. I actually did like Finn's character, but I don't like him just because he's black. I'm black. Oh, I'm not black because I'm lighter than that. So one of my parents must just so happens to be white. No, actually my mom looks just like me. My dad is darker than I am. But the whole thing in the nutshell is just because you have a black person in the movie does not mean, or a person of color. Stop saying that. It's a person just so happens to be black. It's a person who just so happens to be Native American, Asian, or whatever your race is. I mean, stop saying that. Why are you putting so much emphasis on it? Like it's this big thing. It's not. We have so many films out here right now that either focus on black people, focus on Asians, Mexicans, whoever whatever your race is in the movie. And sometimes they don't even focus on that. What they're focusing on is the story. I'm not watching Star Wars to see the next Martin Luther King uprising. No. I'm not saying bullshit like that. It shouldn't be about that. That's not what Star Wars is. Yes, you can cherry pick stuff from history. That's pretty much what Star Wars has done, but they have created their own version of that specific thing that was going on in our history. It could be Nazis. It could be World War I, World War II, Vietnam. It could be a Cold War. It could be civil wars and all that stuff. It could be anything in history, anything in mythology, and put it to Star Wars and make your own thing about it. People do it all the time. We make movies about a romanticized version of Greek mythology. And the thing is, Hades is not even that much of a bad dude. He just so happens to be under the underworld, but that doesn't mean that he's a bad dude. He just so happened to get the short end of the stick, which my girlfriend pretty much told me. And I actually had to think about that and actually had to do some research myself when we had that conversation. And the thing is, there was things that I didn't know. My whole entire thing of Hades is the movies I watched, not the actual mythology itself at the time. And when I was thinking of it, I was like, Hades really isn't a bad dude, really? And so I had to look it up myself, and actually had to look it up myself and see what was going on with my lack of knowledge. And my girlfriend ended up telling me it because she had the knowledge of it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Even if I got a little frustrated and was like, that can't be right. But the thing is, asking questions and thinking outside of your mindset is what helps people develop an understanding of everything. It's like being a little kid, understanding what blocks go into the spot. But you got that one kid who puts almost every block in that one specific block because the shape and size of the of that particular block doesn't truly matter. I forget what video that was. It was like on a TikTok, and there was like a lady on one side and another person on a first person view of another side putting those blocks in to that little block thing with like a shape of a star, a shape of a heart, a shape of a circle, and they were all going into the circle. And so it went into like the square rectangle shape. And the thing is, that's the thinking outside the box, and it's smart. So like kind of going back to what I was saying was when it comes to manga and you're translating it for an audience, we've got people already complaining since anime has been around. The English dubbed and the subbed of anime is being translated in a way to where Japanese is being translated to English, so we can get almost a same experience with a Japanese story, a story that was made in Japan. And if you are making your own edits and putting these things inside of these toxic things about men and these toxic things about how society should bow down to you specifically, is taking away the experience for everybody. Because if someone in Japan and is being translated from like, oh, I'm going to protect the weak and save the village, but then you've got and then you write it in, I'm going to protect all women and kill all men or something like that. And that's not the person who created it story. You're turning someone else's product and changing it. It's like, I don't know what that's called. It's like plagiarism with theft. That should be illegal. I don't even know if it is. I'm just talking here, but like, that should be illegal. You're supposed to translate exactly what that person says on the other page, you know, like Dr. Seuss, you know, or not Dr. Seuss, Shakespeare, to where like if things people can't understand this right here in a different country, and then they turn it to a place, I mean, you know, like translate it on the other piece of paper of everything that was right here written for a group of people who don't understand this language. And you just say, instead of it saying like a heartfelt letter from like someone's grandma or something like that, let's say it's written in their native tongue, and someone over here has spent their whole lives in a different country, and they want to know what the last words that their grandma said to them. But you, as the translator, ended up saying she's never loved you, and because you're a man, that she's giving her will and testament to her daughter. But you, as the person, doesn't understand why that particular message was going to her grandson and not her granddaughter. Turns out her granddaughter is like some drug abusive lady who did something bad. You know, I'm not trying to say that all women are terrible or all men are terrible. What I'm trying to say is people can be bad or good. And you're trying to grab that, you know, then they say that the grass is greener on the other side. It's not even just that. What you're doing is you're grabbing that grass from there, like grabbing a little bit of that grass and cherry picking how bad this grass is or how good this grass is, saying that it's better on this side. But the thing is, it's not, because the person has made that gate and mowed both lawns. Sorry. The person, they got two houses and they got a gate. So, but the person over here has been paying the person over here to mow both lawns exactly the same way. But you as a toxic person is making it a bigger issue than it doesn't have to be. I actually want to see the Ray movie, but now I don't want to. Because I feel like whoever you are, the people up at Disney, the people up at Lucasfilm that are doing this on purpose, and they know they are, and are destroying something that I love. Me as just a random fan on the internet, it hurts, because not only have it been a thing about, like you love Star Wars, right? And if you love Star Wars, wouldn't you want to share your experience with the same person? I mean, with other people. Sorry, and it's just like it's heartbreaking, because I don't feel accepted in a world that I love. I don't know if I can. I feel so discouraged to even talk to you about Star Wars or anime, and it hurts. It really hurts. And I know I talk a lot. I talk a lot about the things that I love a lot, and it can be annoying, and it could be like the thing that makes people not want to talk to me, but it's also the thing that makes people talk to me in general. There are people who look up to me. There are people who actually want me as a friend and love the same stuff I do. I'm doing this with my hand. I talk with my hands, so it's just, if you're seeing me do this, or it's like off screen, it's just me talking. But the point being is the fact that I don't feel welcome. I feel like I've never really had like a problem with like people having their own opinion about things, or their way of thinking of Star Wars, or whatever the fandom thing that you're all about. But the thing is, this is the first time in a long time that I have never felt accepted as an individual. I feel like just because of me being X and Y chromosome, me being what's it called, my X and Y chromosome, me being black, me not being completely dark-skinned, just takes away from anything that makes me even acceptable. And before someone says, it's not about you, it's about this person, or it's about the fandom in general, well, I'm part of the fandom. And they say that, freedom of speech, and everyone's got a voice, apparently, but is it really wrong for me to want to love the franchise that I grew up with, and I'm still enjoying to this day? Because the thing is, I still like the Disney trilogies, but they're not good, but I still there's still things about them that I like, and I'm like, ooh, I could do a video on something like that, or I can make a fan fiction with this idea in mind about it, because I actually like Rey, Poe, Finn, and Kylo. I really do like their characters, but I can't be with them. I can't accept those movies like how they are, So as a fan, I can make a fan fiction, do whatever I want with them. People do it all the time. Okay, this video is about to end because I'm running out of space on my phone, but I just want people to have fun with what they create, and not just single out people just because they're male or female or LGBT. Doesn't matter their sexuality, doesn't matter if their race, it doesn't matter of their gender. Just have fun with something you love, because that's what I'm doing. It may be your own way of doing it, but have your own way of doing it. Just don't dog out everybody you see just because they don't agree with your situation or your opinion or whatever. It hurts. It really hurts, because I want to see the Rey movie. Will it be good? I don't know. But I want to see the one that people who love Star Wars wants to see. The people who make it, the people who act it, and the people who are fans and want to see Star Wars and whatever media flourish.